friends, it's me again, Sheriff Labrador, and today we have a special episode.
Hi, everyone. Yes, Sheriff Labrador, I am already excited.
Together with my loyal partner, Sheriff Dobie, we will tell you about the most beautiful and challenging mode in Roblox. Escape the Carnival of Terror OBBY.
This mode is simply incredible. You enter a mysterious and eerie carnival full of dangers and unexpected twists.
Let's start from the very beginning. As soon as you enter the game, you are greeted by a spooky carnival lit only by dim lanterns. Dangerous traps and evil ghost clowns patrolling the area are scattered everywhere. Your task is to avoid them at all costs.
Exactly. The first stage is a maze of inflatable castles. You need to be very careful and quick not to fall into the clown's hands. I advise you to watch your step carefully to avoid the traps.
Yes, and that's just the beginning. Next, you will face the mirror room, where it is easy to get lost. The main thing here is to remember the path and not to panic. Mirrors can be deceiving, so don't let them confuse you.
And don't forget about the Ferris wheel. It looks beautiful, but inside it is full of dangerous mechanisms. You need to be very attentive and not stop, so you don't end up in a trap.
We need to go through these rusty pipes. Oh no, the fire touched us. We'll have to start over. And of course, we can't forget about the final part, the escape through the horror attraction. This is the most challenging part, where you will have to use all your skills and agility to reach the exit.
Friends, this mode is truly amazing. It is not only challenging, but also incredibly beautiful. We are sure you will love it. We are now in the very heart of the Carnival of Horrors, in the house of the Clown-Ity. Just look at this grim place. We have to complete a parkour over old stinky pipes, and below us lies an abyss.
Yes, this is really frightening. The stinky pipes are not just a test of our agility, but also a true test of endurance. The foul smell is awful, but we need to focus and move forward.
Watch your step, Sheriff Labrador. If we slip, we'll fall into that bottomless pit. We need to be extremely careful and watch every step we take. Let's take this slowly and steadily.
Good plan, Sheriff Dobie. Do you see that narrow pipe ahead? We need to jump onto it and then move along the wall. The key is not to rush and to maintain our balance.
Great, I'm ready. Go ahead, Labrador, you first. I'll cover you. This is probably one of the toughest stages in this mode, but we'll make it, right?
Of course, Dobie. We're a team. Okay, one jump, then another. Carefully. Got it. Now it's your turn, Dobie.
Got it. I'm coming. One jump, another. Yes, I did it. Now we need to walk along this narrow pipe. It's slippery, so hold on tight.
Now we are in the scariest part, the torture room. There are saws everywhere, and we need to somehow make our way through this madness and get outside, where the clown's amusement park awaits us.
Yes, this is a real nightmare. These saws spin so fast that one mistake could cost us our lives. We need to move very carefully and precisely time our actions.
Look, Dobie, the saws move in a specific pattern. If you watch closely, you can catch the moment when they stop for a split second. That's when we need to dash through.
I made it through too. Can't you see me? Wow, look at this beautiful amusement park. The Ferris wheel, roller coasters, and so much more.
We're now running away from the scariest clown in this carnival. He wants to turn us into his dolls, and we urgently need to find a way to escape. Look, ahead of us is the Ferris wheel. That's our chance to get out.
Up, up! The clown is still behind us. Let's go, Labrador. We can do this.
Yes, we're at the top. What a view! From here, we can see the entire carnival. The clown won't catch us here.
Phew, that was intense. But we did it, Labrador. Now we're safe.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us likes. It's the best gift from you that each of you can give us.
For subscribing, I'll tell you a secret story. Our adventure began when we received an urgent call to the amusement park. Who would have thought that a giant dinosaur would appear in this creepy carnival and start wreaking havoc?
Yes, when we arrived, the scene was just terrible. The dinosaur knocked over the Ferris wheel, and it started rolling towards the sea. We realized that if it wasn't stopped, there would be big problems.
The first thing we did was try to get the dinosaur's attention so it would stop destroying the park. Labrador, do you remember how we used loud noises to distract it?
Of course, Dobie. We started sounding sirens and launching fireworks. It worked, and the dinosaur temporarily stopped. This gave us some time to figure out how to stop the Ferris wheel.
The wheel was almost at the sea when we realized we could use construction cranes to hold it back. We quickly climbed the nearest cranes and started moving them towards the wheel.
It was tough, but we made it in time. We stopped the wheel and it ceased rolling. Meanwhile, the dinosaur started moving towards us again.
We knew we had to act quickly. While Labrador was dealing with the wheel, I went to find a way to calm the dinosaur. I found a big net and some strong tranquilizers. Just in time, we managed to sedate the dinosaur before it could start destroying everything again.
It was a real team effort. We saved the amusement park and prevented a huge disaster. Friends, always remember that in such situations, coordinated work and quick thinking are crucial.
Yes, Labrador, we did it! Friends, if you liked our story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We are always ready for new adventures in the world of Roblox and are happy to share them with you.
Whoa, Dobby, this portal has teleported us to a new location. A volcano is erupting around us and lava is flowing beneath us. This is insane.
Yes, Labrador, this looks very dangerous. We have to be extremely careful. Look, there are many fire traps and challenging parkour ahead. We need to be quick and precise in our movements.
Right, Dobby, let's start by carefully observing the trajectory of these fire traps. We need to understand when they activate so we can dash through between the bursts.
Look, the first trap activates every 5 seconds. We have to wait for the right moment and quickly dash through. Ready?
Ready, 1, 2, 3, now. Great, I made it. Your turn, Dobby.
Here I go. Now! Who made it? Look, ahead is a narrow bridge over the lava. It looks very fragile, so we need to move slowly and carefully.
Keep your balance, Dobby. Look straight ahead and don't look down. We can make it if we're careful. One step at a time. Great, we're almost to the other side.
We did it, but there's another big fire trap ahead. We need to wait for the right moment again and dash through quickly.
Right, let's focus. Ready? 1, 2, 3, now. Whew, that was close, but we did it. Next, we need to jump over the lava flows.
Labrador, look, these platforms are moving. We need to time our jumps correctly to avoid landing in the lava. I'll jump first. Now! Great! I'm on the platform. Your turn.
Hey, here I come. Jump. Made it. We're doing great, Dobby. Just a few more jumps and we'll reach a safe place.
Come on, Labrador. Just a bit more. Jump. And another. Yes, we did it. We made it through all the fire traps and parkour.
Wow, do you see how beautiful and spooky it is here? It looks like someone is having a party. So, shall we go to their house? This clown hasn't had enough of us yet, and now we're going to play some mini games from him. Wish us luck, subscribers. Dobby, remember the story about the clown park? Recently, we were called to the clown park. There were rumors that everyone who visited the clown's room disappeared without a trace. We decided to investigate.
Yes, Labrador. Those rumors were too strange to ignore. When we entered the park, the atmosphere immediately felt sinister, especially that clown room.
Exactly, Dobby. The entrance to the room was decorated with rusty chains and cracked masks that seemed to watch our every move. We immediately felt that something was very wrong here.
Inside, it was even worse. The walls were covered with faded posters of circus performances that looked like they came from an old nightmare. The air was thick with the smell of mold and decay.
Agreed. There were dolls scattered haphazardly on the floor, looking like they had been thrown in a hurry. And the walls had strange stains that resembled dried blood.
And those eerie clown paintings on the walls. They were painted with such creepy precision that it felt like the clowns were about to come to life. In the corner of the room, we found a huge chest labeled toys. But when we opened it...
Yes, inside were old tattered clown costumes and wigs. And one more thing, a small diary where someone had detailed the disappearances. It was horrifying.
Reading those entries was chilling. They described how the clown lured his victims by offering them a special performance. But none of them ever returned. We knew we had to be extremely careful.
We continued to search the room and found a hidden door behind one of the posters. Behind it was a narrow corridor leading into the darkness. We decided we had to find out what was down there.
The corridor led us to a massive door, which we found out was the dressing room.
It seems this is where the clown turned people into his friends, applying makeup to make them unrecognizable. This explains why no one ever returned. Those who left this room were completely transformed. Even their close friends and family couldn't recognize them. This is pure madness. I'm really nervous too. You never know what's waiting around the next corner, but I think this ramp might be our way out of this level.
Hold on, Labrador. We're taking off. Oh no, what is this darkness?
Hooray! We made it through this level. Thanks for being with us. But this isn't the end. We're moving on to the next place. Hello everyone, Sheriff Labrador here. Can you guess who we're escaping from today? And by the way, I'm not alone.
Yes, Dobby is here too.
As you can see, we're in the house trapped by the evil grandmother. Our task for today is to escape from here. We need to be quiet so as not to wake her up.
But it's not that simple. Don't let her age fool you. She has built a complex of challenges in her house.
Look, she threw away our photo. It seems she hates us.
Let's start the escape. Oh, look, this is a photo of that old man we've already run away from. Looks like they're married.
Oh no, I hope she doesn't wake up from this. Yes, I remember how we escaped from that old man. Be sure to check it out on our channel.
Wow, it looks like this vent led straight to the attic of this house. I hope that Grandma doesn't catch us here. Oh, she even set up mines.
She probably loves cats since there's a photo of one hanging in her attic. Although, all grandmas love cats.
Why do you think this old lady put us in a cage?
As she probably wanted to make soup out of us.
Oh, look, I just noticed we're at a great height, and there are spikes below us.
I hope we don't fall right into the grandmother's mouth when we come out of the ventilation.
I hope so too. It would be tragic if she ate us right away.
There's a lot of dust in this ventilation. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, look, this grandma is right in front of us. I hope she doesn't wake up right now. Let's jump onto her belly.
Oh, that was unexpected, but it's good she didn't notice us.
Look, are those teeth in a jar? Fee!
I agree, that's disgusting. All right, we need to hurry before she wakes. I didn't even get to finish my sentence.
She's running right after us.
Shoo, what are these snotty green cookies? We'd better not step on them.
She's even farting.
Oh no, she's too close. She might grab us by the tail.
Look, there's a red button in front of us. We need to press it quickly.
This button opened a passage ahead. Let's run there before the evil grandma catches us.
Oh, look how red the evil grandma turned. We should jump next to her.
Look, now she's not even paying attention to us.
There are so many cookies here. I was right when I said she really loves cookies.
The evil grandma is so clumsy that she even knocked over the glass of milk.
Grandma completely forgot about us. She's not even trying to chase us anymore.
Oh, look, it's a giant fan that will lift us straight up.
There are traps along our path set by the evil grandma, but we won't give up. We'll easily overcome them.
I completely agree with you, Dobby. There are no obstacles on our path that we cannot overcome.
Oh, we almost fell back down. We need to be more careful.
Hooray, we've overcome those traps.
Don't celebrate too soon. Let's see what awaits us next behind this door.
Look, we've ended up in some sort of dungeon.
Let's jump on these geysers. I think they'll help us move forward.
Hey, Dobby, don't you think it's getting too hot in here?
I agree with you. It's getting too hot here. Let's get out of here quickly and eat some cold ice cream.
Phew, the board broke right under us. I hope that doesn't happen again.
Look, there's ventilation again. I think we should climb into it.
The ventilation is dusty again. I hope there are no spiders here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a giant spider here.
Oh no, we fell into the room where the evil grandma is knitting.
I hope we don't meet her here. I wouldn't want her to knit a scarf out of us.
Listen, it sounds like something gigantic is rolling nearby. Oh, Dobby, I wasn't imagining it. A giant ball of yarn just rolled past us. Oh no, we didn't quite make it to the safe spot in time. I hope we can reach a safe spot before the next one squashes us flat.
I think we just had a bit of bad luck with the timing.
How convenient that there are holes in the walls. If they weren't there, we would have been flattened a long time ago.
Oh, I can see the exit. I hope the end is near.
Hey, Dobby, to make it more exciting as we head towards the final showdown with the evil grandma, let's remember how we saved the city from the evil robot.
Of course, it was one of those days when everything seemed calm until the nightmare began. The sky darkened and a giant evil robot appeared on the horizon, casting a shadow over our town. The townsfolk were panicking, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and Labrador, knew we had to act fast.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in the danger zone. But then we decided to find out more about this monstrous machine.
We were shocked to discover that the robot was controlled by a deranged inventor who had lost control of his creation. The robot was rampaging through the town, causing havoc and destruction.
We realized there was no time to waste. We needed to act swiftly to save the town. We assembled a team and gathered all the resources we could find to stop this mechanical menace.
We devised a plan to disable the robot. It was risky, but we had no other choice. We had to protect our town and its people.
Using our knowledge of mechanics and some heavy-duty equipment, we managed to create a powerful electromagnetic pulse, EMP, device. Our goal was to get close enough to the robot to activate the EMP and shut it down.
With the help of our brave team, we set up a diversion to distract the robot while we got into position. It was dangerous, but we were determined to succeed.
As the robot focused on the diversion, Dobie and I made our move. We got close enough to activate the EMP, and with a loud hum, the robot started to malfunction.
The giant robot staggered and then collapsed, its systems fried by the EMP. The immediate threat was over, but we knew we had to secure the area and ensure the robot was completely disabled.
Working together, we dismantled the robot piece by piece, making sure it couldn't be reactivated. The townsfolk began to emerge from their hiding places, grateful and relieved.
Saving the town from the giant robot, we understood that the power of our unity and determination could overcome any challenge. Thanks to our joint effort, the town was saved, and Labrador and I are proud to have helped our community in its hour of need.
Did you see that giant pool filled with cookies? She's definitely crazy.
Yeah, but there's a trap here. Of course, it didn't work on us, but it was still scary. One wrong move and it's all over.
Look, there's another big fan here. Hopefully there are fewer traps this time around.
This fan has propelled us to crazy speeds.
I love speed, especially when I'm racing on my police bike to respond to calls.
Oh, look, the airflow from the fan lifted us up.
Let's jump carefully so we don't fall into the abyss.
This challenge room is longer than I thought. Hopefully, we'll get out of here soon.
Oh, there's a new obstacle ahead, but we're not afraid of it.
It's interesting why the evil old lady set up these challenges for us.
I think it's useless to dwell on that. Our main priority is to escape from here.
Oh, we weren't careful enough going through that obstacle course. Next time, we should watch our step more closely.
Carefulness and professionalism are crucial aspects of our work.
These pipes are taking us higher and higher. The main thing is not to fall into that abyss.
I think the exit from here is coming up soon. The key is not to rush, and everything will work out.
It's getting boring. Let's tell another story again.
With pleasure. It was one of those serene days when the sun was shining bright and the town was going about its usual business. But then came the relentless rain. At first, it seemed like a passing shower, but it soon became evident that this was no ordinary downpour. The streets were quickly flooding and panic spread among the townspeople. Sheriff Dobie and I knew we had to act swiftly.
First and foremost, we had to calm the frantic residents and swiftly organize the evacuation of those in the flood's path. It was a chaotic scene, with people desperately seeking higher ground as the waters rose.
Once the initial chaos was somewhat under control, we delved into understanding the cause of this sudden deluge.
To our astonishment, we discovered that a reckless scientist was to blame. He had been experimenting with weather control technology and inadvertently triggered this catastrophic flooding.
There was no time to waste. The safety of our town was at stake. We quickly assembled a team of rescuers and set out to confront this new challenge.
Together, we devised a plan to mitigate the flooding and clear the streets. It was risky, but in times of crisis, risks must be taken.
Using specialized equipment and strategic placements, we managed to divert the worst of the flooding away from populated areas and towards safer zones.
Through tireless effort and determination, we were able to stabilize the situation. The water levels began to recede, and the immediate danger passed.
As the town started to recover amidst the cleanup and restoration efforts, Dobie and I reflected on the resilience of our community. It was through our combined efforts and unwavering resolve that we managed to save our town from the brink of disaster.
The experience reinforced to us the importance of unity in the face of adversity. Together, we overcame the challenges posed by the flooding and emerged stronger as a community. Labrador and I take pride in having been able to assist our fellow townsfolk in their time of need.
Hey, Dobie, enough with the story. Look, there's a giant cookie in front of us. Let's get closer to it.
Let's grab it before the evil old lady comes.
I think it's a trap, so be prepared.
We're sheriffs after all. We're always ready.
I guessed it, but it was pretty obvious. What else could the grandma come up with? Look at how many of her clones are here.
When did she manage to multiply like this? I think we need to hurry, or they'll fill up this entire lawn.
Despite all our efforts, the clones of the evil old lady keep coming and coming.
We've already taken almost half of this old lady's health. It's good they gave us a bazooka instead of a revolver. Otherwise, we'd be fighting for a very long time.
Don't celebrate too soon. We need to be more careful or we'll end up trapped here forever.
I've noticed there are two types of grandmas here. Some die from one hit, while others have a lot of HP.
Hooray, we won! That was a thrilling battle.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Labrador. It was not an easy battle.
Now we just need to get out of this cursed house as quickly as possible.
Wow, what a car. It must be some powerful sports car. It even has cookie wheels. Since we defeated that grandma, it means we've accomplished our goal for today.
I think we can consider ourselves escaped, so let's move on. Hello everyone, today we will be playing Disaster Island Survival.
Everything is correct, Sheriff Labrador. We are about to face several catastrophes. We will test our resilience and learn how to act in such situations.
As you could see in the distance, there is an island where we will find ourselves in a few moments, and we will strive to remain calm in order to make clear decisions.
We have spawned. It seems to be a large cottage, and there are even villas on the beach.
And palm trees. We need to grab a couple of coconuts just in case there is a zombie apocalypse and we need to survive in a bunker.
I don't think we will face such a tough challenge right away. First, there should be a catastrophe, not survival.
Just look at this. There is even an elevator. It's a very luxurious cottage. I would stay here for a couple of weeks.
You know, it would be too much space for just the two of us and quite boring as well. I would invite all our friends.
I agree with you on that. We would have a great time here. But it seems the catastrophe is starting. It looks like there will be a heavy rain.
I'm afraid this is a sign that a flood is coming. We need to get as high as possible.
One moment, I want to confirm our suspicions. What if it's just a heavy rain?
No, it's very clear how quickly the water is covering everything on the ground.
I see the highest spot on this map. Let's climb up there.
Looks like we made it to the highest point, Labrador, just in time too. The water's rising fast.
Yeah, but it's getting crowded up here. We need to be careful. One wrong move and we could be knocked right into the water.
I know. If we fall in, we'll get soaked. And with this cold wind, we'll be shivering in no time. Not to mention the risk of getting sick.
Let's stay close to the center and keep our eyes open. If anyone gets too close, we'll politely remind them to give us some space.
Look, it seems the water has stopped rising. Maybe we can go a bit lower. It's safer there.
Good idea. There, we won't be crowded with others.
Look where the guy in the elevator went. He's going to drown.
Oh no, it looks like the water jammed the elevator's electronics and it's sinking. Poor guy.
Oh no! Someone pushed us into the water. Now our paws are wet. Why didn't we go to a deserted place like I said?
Hooray, buddy! We survived our first catastrophe. Now we know we need to be careful in crowds and always stay higher up.
All right, it looks like this is the Roblox office. Let's take the elevator to the top floor.
Oops, I hope that wasn't us who broke it. There will be a lot of people in the elevator now. We need to quickly press the button so they won't be able to get in.
Guys, you can't jump in the elevator or it might stop and you'll have to wait for the repairman.
I wonder if the guys who didn't get in the elevator with us will be able to escape the catastrophe. What if there's an earthquake now and we'll be in a disadvantageous position?
Someone didn't manage to get out of the elevator and they went down.
Judging by the warning, there's going to be a tsunami, so we were right to climb as high as possible. Great.
I wonder whose workspace is right in front of the elevator. It's not convenient, and the sounds of the moving elevator will be disturbing.
2 antennas. Let's climb up to the highest one.
I don't think there's a need to climb so high. And besides, there's a very high chance of falling and breaking into pieces up there.
Don't worry, Dobie. You remember that I'm a born parkourist.
Of course I remember. Here comes a giant wave. Let's tell the guys how you realized that parkour was for you and how you trained for it.
Of course. Back in the distant past, when I was still in school, I couldn't even imagine that parkour would become my calling. At that time, I was just an ordinary boy who spent more time with textbooks than outside.
Yes, but you always showed interest in physical activity. Do you remember how we often played games in the yard that involved running and jumping?
Of course I remember, but parkour, it was something completely new to me.
Hooray, we've overcome another catastrophe!
Oh right, where did I leave off? It all started by chance. One day, I saw a guy on the street effortlessly overcoming obstacles, as if dancing with them. I really liked it, so I decided to give it a try.
And how did it go?
Well, at first, it wasn't easy. I often fell and got bruises, but I didn't give up. I wanted to get better, so I kept training. Every day, I went out and jumped over railings, ran on roofs, and looked for new ways to move.
And eventually, you became a true master of parkour.
Yes, it was a long journey, but I realized that parkour is not just a sport, it's a way of life. It's about freedom, creativity, and self-confidence. And when I became sheriff, these qualities helped me in my work.
You're right, Labrador. Your experience in parkour has made you even more effective and flexible in fighting crime.
It looks like we're near an erupting volcano. Why would anyone build something close to a volcano? It's so dangerous.
Let's hope that the bubbling lava won't come flying at us directly in the face. Probably to prevent that from happening, we should move further away.
For example, we could squeeze in here between the containers, although it's very narrow and probably hard to breathe.
Then we should look around and find a better option. We could also try to hide in a house. At least there's a roof there.
Well, let's give it a try. The main thing is to have a good reaction in case the lava starts melting the wall and floor and flies towards us.
Labrador, let's talk about lava.
Okay. You know, Dobie, lava is such a fascinating and at the same time terrifying natural phenomenon.
Absolutely, Lab. Lava is both beautiful and deadly. It's amazing how something so destructive can also create new land.
Right? The sheer heat of it is incredible. Did you know that lava can reach temperatures of over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit?
That's scorching. It's hard to imagine something that hot, and the way it flows, almost like a slow-moving river, but with the potential to obliterate everything in its path.
It's a powerful reminder of the Earth's inner forces. I read somewhere that lava comes from the mantle, which is a part of the Earth that we'll never see, but it influences so much of what happens on the surface.
Yeah, and when it cools, it forms new rocks and even entire islands. It's like nature's way of recycling and renewing itself. It's hard to believe that all of this was created over time. Evolution is an amazing thing.
While we were talking about lava, we survived the catastrophe. So it looks like this place sells cars. As usual, let's take the elevator to the top floor.
I hear the sounds of breaking glass. I don't understand why they're breaking it. It could have protected us during a catastrophe.
In a few seconds, we'll find out what kind of catastrophe we'll be facing. In the meantime, we can explore the building.
Wow, there's a car. Let's try to take it for a ride.
Let's try it. Just make sure we get in faster than that guy.
We did it. We can go. Oh no, an earthquake. We need to get out of here quickly.
My God, the wheel came off out of nowhere. How are we going to leave from here?
Let's try to get into the elevator. Maybe we can still escape from here.
What? Ouch! The ceiling collapsed on us. I'm hitting the gas as hard as I can.
Come on, elevator. Why aren't you moving?
We made it. Now we'll escape.
Why is it so slow?
Half of the building has already collapsed.
No, our car completely fell apart. What a pity. I really wanted to drive around the streets.
I can't get out. For some reason, I'm being pushed back. It's probably the 9.0 earthquake.
We made it out, but unfortunately, our car didn't survive.
Let's tell the guys the story of how we saved the city from destruction. It was an ordinary day in our quiet town when suddenly everything changed. The ground started shaking, houses were cracking at the seams, and panic filled the streets. Dobie and I, the sheriffs of this town, immediately knew we were dealing with something unusual.
We quickly gathered the people to find out what was happening, but I had my suspicions.
Yes, Dobie suspected it wasn't a simple earthquake. While he talked to the residents, I went to the scientific center on the outskirts of town. There, learning from the scientists that they were conducting experiments with earthquakes, I realized the cause was human intervention.
We couldn't allow this experiment to lead to a catastrophe. Together with Lab, we developed a plan of action. We had to stop the earthquake and save the city.
After evacuating people from the danger zone, we started taking action. The scientific team helped us develop methods to minimize the consequences of the experiment and soften the blow.
Through our combined efforts, we managed to prevent further destruction and save our city from disaster. It was a real challenge, but we did it together, Labrador, and the city is grateful to us for that.
Meanwhile, we're riding up the mountain on a ski lift. It's a shame we didn't bring skis.
I noticed that the wind is very strong and we're swaying. I hope we're strapped in. I'm not very fond of heights either.
Oh no, the acid rain has started. We need to urgently take cover under a roof.
It's too small a house. I don't think it will withstand the acid for long. Let's move to the neighboring large house.
I agree with you. A wall has already been blown away. Let's run.
We need to think through our actions a bit to anticipate all the consequences and prevent failure.
Horror, she didn't make it in time.
It's good that we have a small supply of health-restoring provisions in our bag.
By the way, there was once acid rain in our city too. Let's tell how it was. It was one of those days when everything around seemed calm until this nightmare began. The sky turned dark and acid rain started falling on the streets. The townsfolk were in panic, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and I, realized we needed to act urgently.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in danger zones. But then we decided to find out the cause of this nightmare.
And we were shocked to learn that it was all caused by a mad scientist conducting weather experiments. He accidentally triggered this acid rain and couldn't stop it.
We realized we had no time for deliberation. We needed to act fast to save the city. We assembled a team of rescuers and headed to the scene.
We devised a plan to stop the rain and clean the air from acid fumes. It was dangerous, but we had to take risks.
With the help of special devices and chemical agents, we managed to neutralize the acid precipitation and prevent further destruction.
Great, we've even survived this catastrophe.
It was great fun, Labrador.
Yeah,
Well, folks, our video is coming to an end, which means it's time to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see the second episode of this Roblox place, let us know in the comments, and we won't say goodbye.
What? Where are we, Dobie?
I don't know, but it looks a lot like a children's room, with toys everywhere.
Wait a minute, it can't be. This looks like the Evil Doll's room. Hello, everyone! Today, Dobie and I are going to escape from the Evil Doll's house. What will we encounter?
And what awaits us will be a multitude of amazing and mysterious challenges. Our goal is not only to escape, but also to defeat the evil doll herself.
Just look at this room. It even has a special atmosphere that makes you start to feel like a child again.
I completely agree with you, Labrador. Today we will also plunge into childhood and explore the house of this doll.
So, it looks like we need to go through this small passage. The arrows lead to the house. Hopefully, the battle with the doll won't start too soon.
We picked up some candy. I wouldn't try it. She might have poisoned it. We need to find 10 of these candies.
It seems like we need to jump here. Let's postpone it for a bit and explore this house. Maybe we'll find something useful here.
Great. It wasn't in vain that we looked around. We found another candy.
Hooray! Checkpoint so we can die.
How much she loves herself, hanging her own portraits. I think you took your phrase too seriously. There was no need to die for a check.
I accidentally thought it was okay to walk there.
Ahead is another hole. Where are we descending to? It's like we're not far from hell.
Doesn't look like hell. It's a mountain of dishes here.
Listen, for me, a mountain of dishes is hell. I hate washing them.
And I'm the opposite. I enjoy it. I turn on my favorite playlist and sing along. It really lifts my spirits.
It's very strange. It seems like this place hasn't been cleaned in years. Maybe instead of washing dishes, she just buys new ones?
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I can't think of any other explanation for this mess.
It feels like we still have forever to go. I don't see the end in the distance. These arrows do have a mesmerizing effect, almost as if they're intentionally arranged to create an illusion or induce hallucinations.
Did you notice that in this room the floor is lava? But I see roses in this lava. It seems like these are hallucinations.
I see them too. Great, we've reached another checkpoint.
It seems like there's finally an end. Phew, I hope the next location won't involve parkour. I'm a bit tired already.
Some creepy toys, perhaps a demon has possessed them, or the souls of children are trapped inside them. Brr! Scary. By the way, did you know that in Poppy Playtime, the toys aren't actually bloody, but it's a mixture of red Poppy? I recently studied the storyline of this game. It's very interesting.
No, I didn't know. I'll definitely check it out in my free time, but just look at how we were fooled. It turns out we didn't see the real end, but now we can see the house in the distance. It seems like we should head there.
Let's hurry up then. I can even see a Ferris wheel. It's a very interesting location. I'd like the amusement park to be close to our police station.
Hey, Dobby, have you ever thought about candies?
Of course, Lab. Who doesn't love sweets?
True that. But do you have a favorite candy?
Well, I think my choice is chocolate candies with nuts. What about you?
I prefer caramel candies. They're like a sweet sound in the middle of the workday.
Agreed. Sometimes caramel can be a real lifesaver. But you know what's even better than candies?
I don't think anything can be better than candies. Well, maybe even more candies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the same page with you. Candies are just incredibly delicious.
You just look at her. Why is she sitting there staring at us and didn't even say hello?
It seems to me she pretended to be an inanimate doll, but was actually watching us.
Then it's even scarier. Maybe we need to walk around here and find a way to open the gates.
Here it is, the button. Looks like we need to press 3 of these.
It says you can hide here. Looks like we're about to face some dangerous challenge.
Let's go.
And here she is, descending on her long braids. How does she see anything with those eyes?
Oops, let's hide quickly. I want to watch her from a safe place.
Let's climb higher. Maybe she won't notice us that way.
Did you see that? Her braids just flickered past the room. I'd hold my breath.
We mustn't forget our current task, namely to press 2 more buttons.
It's good that we took a look around. It's never unnecessary. Actually, I see quite a few rooms here where we can hide, so this challenge will be very easy for us, especially considering that we have experience as sheriffs.
I constantly hear her whispering. It's very unsettling.
Oh no, she's behind us. We need to hurry and press this button and hide. Let's lighten the mood and ease the tension by telling the folks a couple of interesting stories.
Okay, let me get started. It was a regular morning in our quiet town. Sheriff Dobie and I decided to relax a bit and headed to our favorite corner cafe to enjoy some delicious donuts and good conversation. Just as we were starting to savor the aroma of fresh donuts, our tranquility was suddenly disrupted. We received a call from the evil ice cream vendor who allegedly hypnotized children with his ice cream and demanded ransom. Without hesitation, we abandoned the donuts and rushed to the scene. The situation was serious, and we needed to act quickly. Upon arrival at the ice cream stand, we found a group of children with blank, trance-like stares, as if they were indeed under hypnosis. We realized that the ice cream contained some strange component that affected the children's minds. Without wasting any time, we devised a plan. I distracted the ice cream vendor by asking him questions about his ice cream, while Dobie searched for and destroyed the source of the hypnotic influence. Thanks to our coordinated efforts, we were able to expose the villain and free all the children from his control. We apprehended the ice cream vendor and handed him over to the police.
Great story, Labrador. In the meantime, we've passed the first mini-challenge and are tackling the parkour again. Let me continue our tales. Waking up to the unexpected sounds of fireworks, I immediately sensed that something was amiss. After all, it was still early in the morning, and such loud noises didn't fit the usual order of things in our town. Getting out of bed, I realized that I needed to check what was going on. Stepping outside, my nose caught something strange. The smell of smoke and fire. Sheriff Labrador, my faithful partner, was already waiting for me outside my house, and his expression said it all. Something serious had happened. Following our instincts, we decided to investigate the area where we heard the fireworks. Soon enough, we found the source of the smoke. A warehouse storing goods for our town was on fire. We quickly approached the scene and began unraveling the puzzle. The traces left at the crime scene told us that it was the work of malicious criminals, unwilling to bring anything good to our town. Gathering all possible evidence, we concluded that our task was to find the culprits and prevent further attacks on our community. Thanks to our efforts and meticulous investigation, we were able to track down the criminals and arrest them before they could do any more harm.
Dobie, you remembered another captivating story as well, but I can already feel that we're close to our goal. The final battle with the boss, the evil doll, is just around the corner. But before that, I want to share one more of my stories. After a long and well-deserved break, when Dobie and I finally returned to work, I felt full of enthusiasm and ready for action. However, to our surprise, the first few hours on duty were completely calm. Not a single call came in, and I began to find it suspicious. Suspicions grew when I noticed that our antenna wasn't transmitting signals. Apparently, something had happened to the wires. We started checking and found that the wires had been chewed through. The culprit turned out to be an evil raccoon, who clearly didn't want us to receive calls and be able to help people. Realizing immediately that our communication was disrupted, I pressed the SOS button to alert the other sheriffs about the problem. We couldn't afford to leave our town unprotected due to unexpected technical issues. Soon after that, the calls started pouring in one after another. It was obvious that people needed our help, and there was no time to waste. Dobie and I immediately headed to the scenes to assist those in need.
Oh my God, while you were telling us your story, we've already started battling the evil doll. Let's give her a fight.
Did you see how that giant candy nearly hit us on the head? We need to not only aim at it, but also dodge its attacks.
She seems to really love sweets. How is she not stuck in another place? Oh, she's a doll.
Shoot more accurately, our shots are missing.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
By the way, Dobie, have you ever thought about the harm of sweets?
Of course, Lab. Sweets can be delicious, but they can also be harmful, especially if consumed in excess.
Exactly. I've noticed that lately our residents have been consuming too many sweets. This can lead to health problems, especially for children.
Yes, and not just for children. We need to inform our citizens about the importance of balanced nutrition and limiting the consumption of sweets.
Agreed. Let's organize a campaign to educate people about the dangers of excessive sugar consumption. Together, we can make our city healthier and stronger.
Yes, we did it. Well done, Sheriff Labrador.
Hold on. Maybe we haven't won yet. I'm not quite sure what she's doing right now.
It seems like I understand what's about to happen, and I'm glad about it.
Oh my, what a ridiculous death. It must be quite embarrassing, especially considering she almost had us for dinner.
Absolutely! It's time to celebrate our victory for real now!
Sometimes even the cringiest dances feel like a victory lap, don't they?
I agree with you, but it's still good that other players don't see it.
It seems like we've reached the end of this place, which means it's time to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching us escape from this house today, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, don't forget to suggest other Roblox places for us to play. We're not saying goodbye. See you later.
Hello, everybody. This is Dobie, but I'm not alone.
I'm here too. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to escape from the running head.
But it's not that simple because we have a lot of difficult challenges ahead.
Yeah, that's right, Dobie. But since we're sheriffs, no challenges can scare us.
Look, we've encountered the first running head, but it's very slow, so we can ignore it.
But we shouldn't lose our vigilance because there are probably a lot of traps here.
This maze is very simple. There's not even a ceiling, so we can peek to see how to get to the end.
Great, they won't catch us behind this barrier.
I want to see how smart they are.
That was a bit risky, but I also love taking risks. It's a big part of our job, after all.
Yes, but the key is to always think through your actions in advance and have a backup plan in case things go wrong.
Listen, they're getting really close to us. We need to watch our tails.
They walk so weirdly, and now they're stuck together. It looks like they're kissing.
I agree. I can't even imagine how they walk without legs.
Look, there's this gigantic one blocking our path to the finish. Let's find a way around it.
Oh, I see. It looks like it was a test of attention. We went through similar tests when we became sheriffs.
There are 3 heads in a narrow passage here. We'll need to use some parkour skills.
Oh no, they're kissing again. Let's turn away so they don't distract us. Maybe they're doing it on purpose to make us stumble.
Oh, he looks like that giant one, but luckily he's very slow and not very bright. We can easily outsmart him.
I think we're nearing the end of the first stage. Most likely, it's just beyond... Oh, there was a little trap here. That's exactly what happens when you lose focus. But since we're not on a mission, it's not a big deal. Always play for fun, guys.
Well, you were right. This stairs led to the portal to the next stage.
We continue. It seems we've entered some wooden house. There are 2 doors here. Let's go left.
Oh, he's standing with his back to us. Although it doesn't have a back, so I guess it's facing away with its nape.
Here we need to slip through very quickly because he's distracted by another hole in the wall.
Listen, I don't even know. Oh, I meant to say that I don't know where we need to go. Why did he stand unpredictably around the corner?
I think it's deliberately done by the author to scare us. As for where we're going, I'm not sure myself. Since the monitor can't emit smells, we can't find the exit using our dog instincts, so we're going blindly. But the main thing is not to turn around to avoid going back to the starting point.
Great! We've reached the checkpoint, which means we're halfway through the maze. Usually, checkpoints aren't placed just for fun, so there might be danger ahead of us.
Oops! Let's quickly crawl into the gap before this head regains consciousness.
Another checkpoint. Great! Seems like it's a new element of the challenge. We need to veer off the path in time before this head catches us right in its mouth.
Oh my god, we got a bit distracted and missed the turn. Well, no big deal. We understood the gist, and we'll quickly get back to the same spot.
Remember, Lab, how we spent nights playing horror games as kids?
Of course, those evenings with popcorn and an old computer, we cursed that eerie monastery 100 times.
I wonder how that has influenced our work now.
I think it taught us not to panic in dark corners. Remember when we first encountered that strange case in the abandoned mine?
Yeah, all those sounds and rustling. It felt like something out of an old game back then, too.
But thanks to our childhood fascination, we remained composed and figured out the situation. No mystique, just work.
And strangely enough, it still saves us to this day. I'm glad we spent those evenings in forgotten horrors together.
Me too, Dobie. In our world, every day can be like a horror movie, but we're always ready for it.
So, here we are at the 3rd stage of this place, continuing on. It seems like another maze.
I hope this one will be more interesting and challenging, because the first one was boring, but I understand. It was just preparing us.
On this level, a lot of new mobs have been added. They even scare me a little. Brr, it's creepy.
I agree, but we shouldn't let fear take over, because it's deliberately designed to scare us and prevent us from completing this level. So, let's gather our strength and move forward, ignoring the obstacles.
By the way, speaking of strange creatures, Labrador, do you remember how we saved the town from mutant snakes? Let's tell that story. The day started like any other, but everything changed when reports came in about strange incidents in the town. People were talking about snakes that had once been harmless, but had now evolved, growing arms and legs. They began attacking people and taking over the streets. Labrador and I immediately headed to the scene.
Later, it turned out that all of this was orchestrated by an evil scientist from a neighboring town. He had made a bet with other scientists that he could take over our town and receive a reward from the government for it. When we arrived in the town, we saw real chaos. The mutant snakes were armed and organized, attacking the residents. Our first priority was to rescue people and restore order. We needed to act quickly and develop a plan.
We gathered a team of brave assistants and began a counterattack. Our efforts were focused on ensuring the safety of the people and identifying weaknesses in the snake's defenses.
Hold on a second, Dobie. We need to pause the story for a bit. We've just completed another stage. Good job!
So, where did I leave off? During one of our operations, we managed to capture one of their leaders, a huge snake with a head in command. He revealed that they planned to take over the town and make it their new home.
With our knowledge and resourcefulness, we devised a plan to stop these mutants. We used special tactics to weaken their defenses and reduce their numbers. The battle was fierce, but thanks to our endurance and friendship, we emerged victorious.
It seems like we're in a more modern house compared to the second stage. Here, it looks like Stone Age heads live, given the stone walls around us.
Oops, we've accidentally reached the starting point again, but no worries. Let's go back and turn in the other direction now.
Oh, these challenges are still very simple. It seems like this place is designed for children rather than sheriffs.
I'm also a bit disappointed by that, but I'm optimistic that a very challenging trial will come soon.
Ouch, that was unfair from the developer. I would have made that jump because I have very good reflexes. Oh well, let's forget about it.
Dobie, what do you think about these heads? Where do you think they came from?
To be honest, I don't even know which universe or game they're from, but I do know for sure that they're very popular on the internet, and they're quite creepy. Perhaps that's why they're popular. Their distinctive feature of having a face painted with white makeup and poorly applied lipstick.
Did you see that head around the corner? We almost ran into it. Once again, good reflexes saved us.
Oh! Again! What are they doing there? Maybe they were also trying to jump over something and got stuck there forever?
That's a good theory. Well, we've completed another stage. Let's move on.
I hope it will be more interesting there.
All right, we've spawned in a new location. It seems to be a maze, but not a simple one. A transparent maze. What the heck?
Don't get disappointed so early, Sheriff Labrador. For some reason, you can't see through glass to other glass. I must have forgotten my school physics. But will we also be hindered by women's heads?
I thought those heads reproduced by budding, but it turns out the women were just on another level. Now it makes sense.
These women are prettier than those heads, but they still look ugly.
Oh no, we're stuck. Listen, this glass is really confusing. It seems to create very strange visual effects. Normally, such effects are caused by glasses.
Let's lighten the mood by remembering the funny story about how we rescued a school kid who was fooling around with a fire extinguisher and got stuck in a tree. Recently, Labrador and I had a special day, a tour for school children. We arrived at the school with a fire truck, an ambulance, and a police car to show the kids how our service works. The children were thrilled, especially when they were allowed to climb into the vehicles and try out being rescuers.
Everything was going smoothly until we noticed one of the students, a little rascal named Tim, quietly sneaking over to the fire truck and stealing a fire extinguisher. We thought he just wanted to play, but suddenly we heard screams. It turned out that Tim had activated the fire extinguisher and ended up in a tree, covered in foam.
I sense something's off here. We need to check carefully. The situation was critical. Tim was hanging from a branch, tightly gripping the fire extinguisher, and looked terrified. I immediately ran to the tree while Labrador coordinated the children to keep them away.
While Dobie climbed the tree, I calmed the children and explained that Tim would be safe. Thanks to his agility, Dobie quickly reached Tim. He spoke to him in a calm voice, convincing the boy to let go of the fire extinguisher and hold onto the branch.
This is a very strange challenge. Some heads are falling, while others aren't. When I reached Tim, he was on the verge of tears. I gently took his hand and helped him down. Tim was okay, but shaken. We talked to him about the importance of being careful and listening to adults.
Great, we've completed another stage. Moving on to the sixth one. I wonder how many there are in total. After that incident, we continued the tour, but with new safety rules. The children understood that safety is not a game. At the end of the day, everyone thanked us for the exciting lesson and promised to be more careful.
This day showed us that even the most ordinary events can unexpectedly turn into extreme situations. The main thing is that we are always ready to help and protect those who need it.
Guys, that concludes the first part of our escape from the running heads. The second part is already on the channel, and now we're heading to the next place.
Hello again, everyone. Here we are back in prison.
And this time, we're going to be escaping from Cinnamoroll.
There he is. He heard us and came closer, probably to taunt us. But no worries, we'll get out of our cell and give him a good beating.
I'm sure we'll succeed because we've gotten out of tougher situations before. But we definitely need to come up with a plan to follow. I always do that. It really helps coordinate all our actions.
Exactly. We should also come up with a backup plan, in case things don't go as expected. Look, it seems this button activates the parkour course.
This parkour course is very simple, but I'm sure it's just preparing us for more challenging trials ahead.
That sounds logical. With the creators of these places, you can expect anything.
Oh, he's looking right at us but hesitates to come closer. Let's wait a bit until he moves away from the button.
Oops, we rushed a bit and he saw us. But no worries, he's pretty slow and clumsy.
I think it's because he's fat.
He also has these giant ears. He must hear something because they completely cover his ear pinna.
Did you see? There were other animals in the cage. I hope that after we escape from here, we'll be able to save them. As for his ears, I can say they definitely weigh a lot. And because of that, his head is always tense. Maybe that's why he looks kind. But inside, he's crazy and angry from the pain.
It looks like we've talked too much and fell down, hopefully without injuries.
It's necessary to inspect the cabins. This could be a trap.
Cool. It didn't even wash away. That was the trap, but we endured that stench.
We're digging deeper and deeper. I hope we don't end up digging all the way to hell.
It doesn't seem like hell, although it looks very similar. There's even lava.
The main thing is not to fall into it. But I'm a parkour professional, so there won't be any problems.
By the way, Labrador, let's talk about parkour. You started it back in school, right?
Yes, Dobby. Parkour has become a part of my life. I started it in school and haven't stopped since. It's not just a hobby, but also a great way to stay in shape.
That's great. What specific health benefits have you noticed from parkour?
Parkour is a comprehensive workout for the whole body. First of all, it greatly develops strength and endurance. The constant jumping, climbing, and running strengthen the muscles of the legs, arms, and core.
What about flexibility? It seems like parkour requires a lot of flexibility to perform all those tricks.
You're absolutely right. Parkour does improve flexibility and coordination. When jumping and landing, it's important to distribute weight correctly and control your movements to avoid injuries.
Got it. And what about the mental aspect? Parkour seems mentally challenging too.
Absolutely. Parkour teaches you to stay focused and confident in your actions. You're constantly analyzing your surroundings, finding ways to overcome obstacles, and making decisions on the go. It develops you not only physically, but also mentally.
Impressive. How about recovery from injuries? Have you had any serious injuries over the years?
Injuries do happen, but with proper technique and regular training, they are minimized. Parkour teaches you to listen to your body and know your limits. Recovery is faster if you maintain good physical condition and take care of your health.
Understood. Are there any additional health benefits you would mention?
Yes, definitely. Parkour also helps relieve stress and improve your mood. When you're outdoors, overcoming obstacles, feeling the adrenaline, it's an incredible feeling of freedom and joy.
Wow, now I understand why you're so passionate about parkour. It's really a comprehensive activity that benefits both physically and mentally.
Exactly, and besides, it's just fun. If you ever want to try it, let me know. I'd be happy to help you get started.
Thanks, Labrador. Maybe I will. In any case, I'm glad you found such a beneficial and exciting hobby.
Meanwhile, we've covered a good part of our journey and a mini-boss awaits us ahead. But as we approach it, I want to recall how we discovered a true treasure. Not only for us, but for all of humanity. It was an ordinary day when Dobby and I were patrolling the outskirts of our town. We decided to take a small break and walk through the forest. The forest had always been a place of relaxation for us, where we could unwind and enjoy nature. But that day, everything went differently.
We were walking along a familiar path when I suddenly noticed something shiny between the trees. I called Labrador over and we approached. On the ground lay a strange metal box, which clearly didn't belong to this world.
We examined the box and realized we had found something unusual. It was covered in strange symbols and looked very ancient. We decided to open it and see what was inside. I took out some tools, and we began to carefully pry open the box.
When the lid opened, our eyes widened in amazement. Inside were materials we had never seen before. They glowed and shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. There were also mysterious objects of unknown purpose.
We immediately realized this wasn't just an ancient treasure. Most likely, it was a package from aliens, which had been struck by an asteroid and landed on Earth. We decided it was necessary to hand the find over to scientists for study.
We carefully packed all the items and delivered them to the lab in our town. The scientists were thrilled. They confirmed our suspicions. The materials and objects were indeed of extraterrestrial origin.
The scientists began studying the find and soon discovered that these materials possessed unique properties not found on Earth. The mysterious objects also turned out to be very intriguing. They hypothesized that these might be communication devices or tools.
We continued to monitor the research and help the scientists as much as we could. This discovery could change our understanding of the universe and give a new impetus to technological development on Earth. We were proud to have found and delivered this treasure.
Now we know the universe is full of mysteries and unexpected discoveries. It was an incredible adventure, and we're glad to have been part of it. We'll continue patrolling our town, and who knows, maybe we'll find something else amazing.
Yes, Labrador, that was a day we'll never forget. And who knows what other secrets lie hidden in our forest. We'll always be ready for new adventures and discoveries.
Oh my god, we finished our story just in time as we approached the mini-boss. Looks like it's the prison chef. Let's take him down quickly and move on.
We just need to grab this bazooka from the wall.
Ouch! How did he hit us with an apple right in the muzzle through the column? This isn't just a bazooka, judging by the name. It shoots food.
You're right. It does shoot tasty treats. The only question is whether we need to refill the supply and how to do it. Maybe the food teleports into it straight from the fridge?
I almost feel sorry for him since he's so helpless and weak. Hooray! That wasn't too difficult, but I'm sure it's designed to prepare us for the main boss.
Oh no! I don't think that was supposed to happen. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and we won't have to defeat him again.
It seems everything is fine. I think this deserves a like.
I forgot to mention because of it. I think that this mini-boss was so easy to dull our attention and make us think that the main boss will be just as easy.
Not a bad theory, Dobie. Then we should stay on alert.
Listen, I really want to tell the guys the story of how you and I saved the town from flooding. I hope you remember. This day began like any other, with a quiet stroll through town alongside my faithful partner, Labrador. The sun was shining brightly and everything seemed calm until we received a distressing call from local fishermen. They reported strange behavior among the beavers in the vicinity of our Platinum Bay.
We immediately headed to the scene and were stunned by what we saw. Normally tranquil and peaceful, the beavers were in a frenzy, gnawing at anything in their path, be it wood or metal. It was clear to us that such behavior could lead to serious consequences.
We began our investigation and soon discovered that the cause of this unusual behavior in the beavers was a serum created by a mad scientist. He had been conducting experiments to strengthen teeth using this serum and inadvertently fed it to the beavers.
The beavers, enhanced by this serum, developed an uncontrollable need to gnaw on everything in their path. They even managed to tackle iron platinum, which could have led to its destruction and serious environmental damage. Fortunately, the tide was low at the time and the town was spared from flooding.
Labrador, it seems we'll have to postpone the story for a bit because we've just started battling the final boss of this prison.
Oh, it's the giant robot Cinnamoroll. Ha ha ha, its ears are even bigger. Got it. I understand we need to shoot at its arms because they have giant machine guns and we need to knock them out.
It's possible that it's not even a robot controlled remotely, but a giant iron suit, and Cinnamoroll is sitting inside, controlling it. Hooray!
Great job, Dobie. We defeated the final boss. Now all that's left is to cross the gates of this prison.
I think we need to get into this police van. I don't think anyone would mind if we borrowed it.
Hold on tight. We'll have to break through the gates.
I remembered what we forgot. We need to continue our story. Where did we leave off? Thanks to our experience and quick response, Labrador and I assembled a team of wildlife experts and veterinarians. Together, we devised a plan to calm the beavers and prevent further harm to the town and its surroundings.
We created special alternative food sources for the beavers that satisfied their gnawing instincts. This helped neutralize their aggressive behavior and prevented the destruction of the platinum.
In the end, thanks to our efforts and coordination, we managed to preserve peace in our town.
All right, to make our escape complete, we also need to borrow a helicopter. Well, okay, no one seems to mind anymore anyway.
I think we can consider ourselves escaped. Therefore, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below on what else you'd like us to play. But we're not saying goodbye just yet.
See you soon.